Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi taala wabarakatuh dan salam sejahtera dan selamat pagi semua. Selamat datang ke sesi latihan Lean Management ya untuk kumpulan suci aromatik dan saya ucapkan terima kasih kepada semua lah yang dapat hadir hari ini. Jadinya hari ini kita ada satu hari program kita, right? Yang mana kita akan bersama-sama mempelajari mengenai dengan Lean Management. Alright. So program kita hari ini bermula sekarang hingga jam 5 petang, right? Jadinya kita akan cuba sebaik mungkin mempelajari apa yang ada dalam nota-nota kelas kita hari ini. Okey. Hari ini kita akan ada 5 modul semuanya. Iaitu kita ada satu modul pertama di mana kita ada perfect system. Dan yang kedua, what is lean? Right? Maybe we can look into the principle, the evolution, understanding the values, right? And also how we implement lean system in the company, right? And for module 3, we're looking at one of the tools is the value stream mapping. So we go into detail later, right? And then module number 4, we're looking at waste. How we define waste and how we find waste in our system, right? So that we can remove the waste. That will be the intention. And then basically we will look at module 5 will be how are we going to take action to remove the waste. So we call it quick win, and then we need team involvement for this, right? Okay. What I do first is that I'll give you a short time for you to introduce yourself in this team, right? So you just mention your name, the department you are from, and designation, right? And years in organization and expectation from the training. Okay, can we start with Felicia?
Hi, good morning everyone. My name is Felicia. I'm from the administration department. I am the admin manager. I've been working for 12 years. Expectation is I want to know, I want to get more information about lean management, and I would like to improve on the improve something for my department.
Thank you. Fakri? Okay, sit down. You can sit down. Okay, no problem.
Hai, selamat pagi. Nama saya Fakri daripada bahagian pemasaran dan saya ialah pegawai pemasaran. Telah berkhidmat selama 7 tahun dan saya mengharapkan untuk tahu lebih selama belajar lebih banyak maklumat tentang lean kerana sebelum itu biasa dengar tapi tak nak tahu apa tu lean. Jadi harap juga dapat memperbagi sistem di dalam suci aromatik saya.
Alright. Okay. Then.
Hi, my name is Liliani Aina. So I'm from marketing department, and my designation is marketing executive, and I'm already working for 3 years in this organization. And my expectation is I get to know better about lean management and can apply in my organization.
InsyaAllah, we'll do that. Alright. Next.
Assalamualaikum, good morning. My name is Mohd Fuad Ahmad, and I am also from the marketing department. As an executive as well, I've been in suci aromatic for 2.5 years. And my expectation from this training is to, if I can, is to apply whatever I learned today, especially for lean management. And as per the Chief Fuad has said, to reduce waste in the company.
Okay, thank you very much. So I welcome you to this class. Okay, what we do is that with all the expectations, I try to fulfill the expectation before end of the day. Alright? Okay. Let's there's some things that we have to inform you. Right, number one, please write your name in the box provided on the slide number 1. Alright. So there has been cases where people left their notebooks, their manual, but we couldn't know who it belongs to. Right. And then secondly, break time looking at will be at 10:45. Right, and then lunch will be at 1 o'clock. Then we have the convene our class will be at 2 o'clock, right? And then for the smartphone, please keep it in silent mode, right? If you need to answer the call, you can go outside the room, right? To answer the call, and then also screen off mode if possible, but it's okay. And then lastly, the laptop, tablet, we make sure that the screen is down or off when the class is on. Right? I thank you for your cooperation on this. Okay, let me see. What we need in any organization is that we need to have the best system, the so-called perfect system. So in this case, what we need is we look at the process in the organization whereby we produce some desired values that is expected by the customer, as defined and also expected by the customer, and then whatever meaning that we should comply to the needs. Alright? And then secondly, that every step action in the process must consider these 6 items here. Number 1, the process and the product should be of value. That is no mudah. Mudah means waste, no wastage. Right? And then they can look at so-called TPS, which is called Toyota Production System. So I will explain to you a bit more later. And thirdly, we're looking at Six Sigma, which is a statistical problem-solving methodology, right? And we are looking, one part of the Six Sigma is looking at the value stream mapping, right? That is how we map the process to show from the input stage until we deliver to the customer. So that's what we call the value stream mapping. And secondly, looking at the capability and quality, which is what Six Sigma is looking at, how we tackle on the capability of the process and the quality of the process and quality of the product, right? And then availability, meaning that availability of the machineries, availability of the people, availability of the so-called raw material. All these things are looking at the total productive maintenance. Materials here mean that even the spare parts for the machine, right? And then adequacy, meaning that is adequate, meaning that you have enough for you to run the production to meet the customer's demand, which is through the what they call drum buffer rope, right? DBR stands for drum buffer rope under the theory of constraints. And also adequacy is also being expressed a lot in the Toyota productive production system, right? And then the number 5 would be flexibility, meaning that your processes must be flexible in order to generate the product, to produce the product, right? So you can see that in the drum buffer rope and also in the Toyota production system. And lastly is the logic-based link activity, right? Whereby how you run the process, right, is also based on logic. So we have to know that to make sure that all the assumptions that we have actually are valid. Assumption is valid for you to run the operation. So this under drum buffer rope. So basically these are the activities that you'll be looking at in order to get what we call the perfect system, right? If you have any question, please raise your hand and ask, right? So don't hold it on. Okay? Are you with me up till now? Right. Yes.
For the value point, what does it mean by no mudah TPS is
value here, I will go into detail whereby value, there are some processes which are value added. There are processes which are operational value added. You need it because operation requires it. And thirdly is non-value added. Right? So there are three different category of values we're looking at here. So we will go into detail, right? And then any more question before we move on? Okay, alright, thank you. So we see that the next one is actually looking at, in order to have a perfect system, we also look at the three items here which are linked together. Linked together meaning that you need to have all three. So in this case, number one, there must be a flow. Right? For example, if you are making, in this case, Suci Aromatics is making aroma flavor. So from the start point with the raw materials until it becomes flavor in the end, are all actually is a process flow, right? Process flow. And then, secondly, we are not looking at a push system, but we are looking at a pull system, meaning that the end, the customer requires it by certain time, certain days, certain quality. That is the way it's pulled. Right? You need to have that quality on time and so on like that. Right? Delivery time. Right? So, and thirdly is that leveling from a single demand point, meaning that we have a beginning, one point where the input is, we go to the process, and we go to the output, and we go to the customer. It has to make sure that it's level up. Level up meaning that make sure that it's enough material for you to run the production. Right? It has to be leveled up. So must be enough inventory for the process to run. Okay. So a value creating system that is capable, available, adequate, flexible, flowing, pulling, and also level is what we call lean. So, alright. So lean meaning that it has to be smooth. It's a perfect system. So you look at ourselves, in our body again. If we are lean, meaning that we are full of muscles, right? But if you are not lean, meaning you have a lot of fats in your system, in your body, right? So we need to remove the fats so that you have a body which is muscleful, and also you don't have other problems or concerns with your health, inshallah, right? So basically, that is our target, right? Our target is to make sure that the process flows, right? And it has to be a pull system, and it has to be a leveling. Why is it very important about pull system? If you have a push system, what will happen? If you push, meaning that you keep running production, what will happen actually?
Oversupply.
Huh?
Oversupply.
Oversupply, overproduction, right? So overproduction, so we think about it. What happens if it's overproduction?
Waste.
Okay, waste. Why is it a waste? Because
There's no demand.
there's no demand. And then you know that when the inventory is too long, what will happen?
Expire.
It will expire. And why it expire? Because it turns bad. Yeah, it turns bad. It's no more. For example, in your aroma business, maybe the aroma is supposed to be mango, it becomes durian, for example, or it becomes lemon, right? So there's something you have to really look into, right? So that's what we call something that is relevant. That is what you need, the lead. Right? So you make to sell. You agree with me? We make to sell, not we make to keep. Right? Okay. So that's something that we need to look at. Or maybe also we need to have some inventory, just enough that you know that there will be a demand there. Right? But if just creating inventory because you want to fill up your people's time, you don't want to waste your people's time, that might be not the right decision to make. So you only make to sell. Right? So I always say that the product is not really money until it is sold. Right? So it's as long as it stays in the organization, it doesn't make money. You don't make money. Alright? Okay. Any question on this? No. Alright, thank you. Alright, so let's see here. In our this module 1 here, we will be looking at the definition of lean. Lean is a mindset, is a way of thinking whereby with a commitment to make sure that you are totally waste free. Right? So your mindset is that I do not want to have waste. Right? So I do not, let's say if you make flavors, in the end we don't want to have so much flavors remaining unsold. Right? So that will be the mindset that we should have in here. Alright? Waste free operation that focus on customer success. Meaning that you'll be making the product, make sure that it's meeting customers' requirement. So if you meet customer requirement, the customer might be able to do a new product themselves, right? To support their orders, right? So in this case, if you make a product, but the product arrive late to the customer, by the time they might not have business anymore. So their customer would not want to have a late product delivered, right? So there's something in mind, So, and also, it is to achieve by simplifying and continuously improving the process, right? Improving the process and relationship in the environment of trust, respect, and full employee involvement, right? So you see that the in this item here is what you want to say is that you try to make it simple so that the employee can do the job, right? So and then meaning that so simple that the employee can understand easily, right? And continuously improving the processes, meaning that if the process always they make rejects product, they always have reject product. So how to reduce the reject, right? So that you don't reduce the ingredients, you don't reduce your manpower, right? So you're wasting your manpower and so on, right? So and also trust, respect, and commitment, involvement and commitment of the employees are also important, right? This is more like teamwork, in my opinion, right? So it's about people, the employee, about simplicity, simple, easy to follow. There is a flow, visibility, meaning that you can see whether is the inventory too much, right? And then how easy to get the material. Right? Those are the easy things, because it happened one time when I was working. There was so much inventory until the operator would not be able to locate the product they want to process. Right? So I think that's something that we have to make sure that every process make it easy for the employee to do their job. Right? And then partnerships. Partnerships meaning that with the supplier, in this case. Yeah? So if you want to make a good product, what quality you expect from the supplier? Consistently what?
Consistent quality.
Consistent quality or good quality?
Consistent and good quality.
Consistent and good quality, the best quality, right? So, so meaning that the supplier must have a good capability process, must have good capability in the process, right? And then true value as perceived by the customer, meaning that if a customer pays a certain amount for quality product, you should give quality product, right? Not a slipshod, half-baked kind of product. It has to be a true product, right? Okay. And this is by Mr. David Hawk, who is a consultant for the high performance of the organization. Alright. Then we have here Mr. Taichi Ono. He is the father of so-called Toyota production system. So by the name, you know, he's a Japanese, right? So Lin started off from Toyota actually. He started off Toyota, and one of the way he defines that Lean enable the production and delivery of the right amount of high quality products and service as defined by your customer, meaning customer's requirement, at the right time, at the first time, while minimizing waste and being open to change, right? So you have to be responsible for your product basically. Right? You have to be responsible, you know you're committed to make the product that is meeting the customer's expectation. Right? And then I still remember Ford Motor Company, they have a slogan that says that right the first time and every time. Right? So that's what the target is, the goal, you know, right the first time and every time, right? So this is something that we have to look at. So Toyota is the company that started off lean thinking, right? Okay. Any question on the definition of the 2% here? Clear? Okay. All right. And thirdly, we have this Dr. Eliyahu M. Godrat, who is the theory of constraint guru, right? He has this saying, which is every action that does not bring the company closer to its goal is not productive. So talking about productivity here, right? Productivity means that you produce products with the quality that and service that meets the required customer's requirement. So these are the things that we should try to make. So this is what he's telling. So meaning that this is more like how you do the job to make sure that you deliver on time at the right quality at the right time. Okay, alright. Okay. We will touch a bit on what these three gurus are saying, right? So briefly, let me share with you what is the Toyota Project System, TPS. Okay, so TPS started off, you can see that it's focusing on employee involvement in lean waste improvement activities. Employee involvement, right? That employee involvement. Who is this employee involvement? Who is this employee? From the top until the operator. So everybody is committed. That's very important, right? So we see that they have a list of activities here. 5S, standard work, cell layout, multi-skill worker, mistake proving, pokayake is what we call pokayake. Pokayake, right? And also set up time reduction. So these are the key things, right? So normally for us to start up the lean, we always look into 5S. 5S means that you have to make sure that the place is clean, you know, housekeeping, accessibility, right? Designation or the location of the products that you need, the raw materials and so on that, right? So how to make sure that the system is in order? The system is in order. Everything is there, right? For example, suddenly you need to have a spanner for your job. You just go one specific place and the spanner is there, right? So that's what talking about 5S, easy access, right? And clean is all like that. So we also look at increased workers' morale, right? Also with this improvement, we have Six Sigma, and then it goes up to company-wide quality control. QC here means company-wide quality control, right? CWQC, sorry, that's what they say. And then with all this employee involvement, work morale, respect for humility, Six Sigma, statistical methods to improve. You have all the small activities like capable process, small lot, Kanban, right? Continuously improve cost with the goal of lean actually is, in the end, it's profit increase. Right? It's profit increase. So if we do all this without profit increase, it's not really lean. Right? So in the end, it has to be profit. When you do business, when you do something, it's always look at profit. So if you're not making profit, then we have to look into opportunity, how to make profit. Right? Okay. Are you with me on this? This is TPS. So meaning that you can see that employee is very important. Then all the knowledge and activities must lead to increase in revenue, right? Reduce cost and profit increase. Right? Okay. And then you can see that this will stabilize the operation, meaning that everything will be in order. Right? In order, meaning that everything is there. And then we don't want that when the employee wants to have something, oh sorry, it's not here. So it will delay your process improvement. Right? Okay. Okay. Equality, looking at quality, mistake proving, right? And then you also have capable process, very important, right? Process capability is very important. And then we have also just-in-time level production. So when you use a pull system, make sure that you have enough raw materials for you to run the production. That is what you call the level. Right? So when you don't have enough, that means that we are not level enough in our production area. Right? Okay. Then next one is drum buffer rope. Right? Drum buffer rope. So we have here is that example here is basically parts of the car actually. Parts of the car. Right? So we have you start with the raw material, molding, crimping, shaping it, right? And then more processes, making holes and so on like that, right? And then go to test, label, and pack. This is a standard process. That's standard process. But one thing you have to remember is that this test area here is a very slow process. So if you keep pushing, the inventory gets bigger because this guy is slow. This process is slow, right? Because the process is slow, basically you'll be wasting time that you don't have output is not as much, right? A lot of product will be waiting here at the inventory level, right? So we have then in the drum buffer rope, you have to tie from the buffer management to the daily work. Meaning, if the inventory is high, what do you do? What will you do if the inventory is high here? What are we going to do? So much already. What will we do? Logically, what do you do? This is the logic, to link the logic. Yeah. So if it's too much, what do you do? You have to stop. So how do you stop? When do you stop? To maintain this, the buffer here, the inventory here. Where do you stop? Where do you stop?
Raw material.
Where is here?
From the beginning.
From the beginning. Meaning that you do not release the raw material at all. So you don't release the raw material until the inventory goes down. Right? When the inventory goes down, this is very fast. You can just backfill. One is enough, stop. So the next thing that the management worry is what? What are these people going to do? That's when you send these employees to training. Housekeeping. Do the 5S. Do the Kaizen improvement. And so on like that. That's how you use it. Right? So if you keep pumping in, you have a lot of inventory here. In the end, it got spoiled and you could not find, locate the parts and so on. Okay? Clear? Right? So this is more logic. Right? More logic. Right. Okay. So I say why drum buffer rope? Just now I mentioned to you. This is different from TPS. It's different from TPS. What it does is that it shorter cycle time, synchronous manufacturing, lower manufacturing costs, less space, lower inventories. Very important. Lower inventories, less operational costs. Alright. Meet customer order of flexibility, process product built upon demand or order only. You don't make anything extra, right? And then also quality products because the product quality because it doesn't stay in the inventory too long. Okay, so the more it stays there, it can get spoiled and so on that, right? Okay, clear? Mr. Fakri, okay? Are you with me? So all with me? Okay, good. Okay. One good example, my experience was that we used to call back about during in the 90s, mid-90s, we have this a lot of overtime to run production. So we call back so many people every weekend, Saturday and Sunday, right, to run production because a lot of work in process, yeah, WIP on the Friday itself. So they need to clear up, right? At the same time, they call everybody. So when they call everybody, they start from the start until the end, right? So what happened was, when they call back, the inventory gets bigger. So people, you are paying for the overtime and so on like that, right? It's about 2.7, yeah, of the rate, yeah, quite high. So what with this, then when we implemented drum buffer rope, right, we identify where is the bottleneck, where is the constraint point. So we found one process. So after we identified the process, the constraint point, what we do is when we call back for overtime, who do we call back for overtime? Logically,
The affected area.
like where? Where are the affected area?
Operators.
Which process where are the employees that which operation of which process employees are we going to bring back to do the overtime? Because we have, for example, just now, right?
The test area.
Um, okay, wait, yeah. Okay, for example, this one here, test, lot inventory here. So normal last time, we will call back everybody to do the overtime. But now, if we to call back, who do we call back for overtime?
See, inventory is high.
Waiting is so high waiting on Friday, right? So who do you call back?
The last one.
The last which one?
Test anti-pack.
Yes. So we used to bring back about 300 people, for example, 350 people for the weekend overtime. But with this methodology, we only brought back only 27. Right? So the expense for the operation was very low. So that's how we save cost. And surprisingly, the output is the same or better than when you bring back everybody. Right? So this something that I want to share with you. Right? My experience. Right? Okay?
Excuse me.
Yeah.
So, won't the first 4 process, the operators there, won't they feel they are paid less than those at the test?
Yeah. Okay, during that time, in the mid-90s, right, we have overtime every weekend. And these people are also burned out. So every weekend they have to come back for overtime. So when we tell them we have this program, we're going to apply this method of drum buffalo, they felt happy because they have time to be at home.
Okay.
But at the same time, some of them say that I still need work, I still need money. So what I suggested at the time, I was the consultant for the internal consultant for the company. I said that okay, those people who wants to work here and there in these 3 areas, get trained. Get trained to run the test, get certified, trained and certified to run the test, label and packing. Right?
Multi-skill work.
And these people also, the original employees from this area, they also need rest. They also have to take time off. No? So that's why we do it. Is it the right decision?
Yes.
So I think these are the things that we have to keep looking for opportunities. Okay? Any more questions? Okay, clear? Are you with me?
Yes.
Okay. Alright. Okay, so that's what we discussed just now. Okay. Okay, lean is back to the question again. We keep telling you this so that you have that right mindset. Right? Is that what is lean? Lean actually is the systematic methodology with the goal of creating value that is used to accelerate the velocity, how to improve it, and improve the speed of the production, and also reduce the cost of any process by removing the waste. So, the key thing is that velocity and reduce waste. Higher velocity and reduce waste. These are 2 main components of lean actually. Right? So, and then when you say cost of waste here, when I talk about the company that they're coming back for overtime, what is the cost? What is the cost? What is the wastage in terms of cost there? For those people we bring back for overtime, where we brought back 300 over people, right? So actually we only needed 27. So what is the cost affected actually? Salary, right? We pay them, but actually it's not helping much. The amount of product coming out is what the test is capable. Agree? If test is capable to make 10 units or 1,000 units per hour, you add how many people, it will just be 10 units. 10 units or 1,000 units, whatever, for the capacity of the process, right? Okay? Right. Are you with me on this?
Yes.
Alright. So, again, Lean refers to a collection of principles and methods, right, that focus on identification and elimination of non-value added activity or waste, right, in any process. So, meaning that it involves principle, must have a principle, and also they must have methods how to do it in order to identify and eliminate the non-value added activities. So, and then and this is actually referred to by James Womack and Daniel Jones' book on the famous book back in 1990s, The Machine That Changed the World. Right, it's a good book to read actually. Right, so it tells people how to run the machine. That is what they call the Toyota production system. And this James Womack, I think one of them actually comes from Cardiff University. They are under the School of Management. Right? Okay. Oh, okay. Before that, sorry. Okay. What is lean again? Waste. When we talk about lean, is waste. Okay. You have implement lean? Yes, I implement lean. Right? I implement lean, and to make sure that it's all okay. Alright? And then recognizing waste as the primary driver of cycle time. Right? So meaning that you run the process, you make 1,000 unit, you're supposed to get 1,000 unit out to the customer. Right? But what happens is, if there is waste, you make 1,000, but actually it goes to the customer is only 900. So that's a waste. The 100 is basically waste, reject or not meeting requirement. So employs technique to drive out the waste, how to remove the waste. So that's what the lean. For example here, customer order starts here, and then we go through the process. Then customer order, then you have input, process, then output, right? Then it goes to the shipment, right? So, but during the process, there will be waste. So this how time taken, and there are waste here, right? Are you with me? All right. So what we do in the lean, under the lean, this is traditional, meaning that last time they don't care so much about how much reject. At the end of it, we have enough to send the customer. Doesn't look into accounting the rejects or the waste. But once you implement the lean manufacturing, you order and you ship. Basically, the waste time is shortened. So we remove the waste in terms of time. Right? In terms of time. Okay. Alright. So are you with me?
Yes.
Alright. So also, what is lean here? Talking about the same thing just now, right? The process just now. And then this system is a systematic methodology of creating value that is used to accelerate the velocity and reduce cost. This time we have it, right? It's the same. Just to remind you, it's a very important point, Alright. Oh, this bag, sorry. Okay, sorry. Okay. Okay. Sorry. You was in the right place. Okay. So then they talk about muda. Muda is a waste. So the goal is no muda. No muda means that no waste. So where are the waste coming from? Overproduction, we discussed just now. Long transport time. Transport time here doesn't mean transport from factory to the customer. It also transport time within the organization, within the processes, right? Operation. Excess inventory, I mentioned just now, right? Extra processing, right? Sometimes, why extra processing happen? Because You want to be sure. Management says, I want to make sure that it's good product. So normally what they do? What process they add on? You have good guess.
QC.
QC is one thing. But other than QC is what? They call it inspection. QC is done by QC, quality control, but this inspection is done by the operation people, right? So they put someone to check, right? So to observe to look for rejection or something like that, right? Okay. So why is it extra processing is something like inspection is a waste, time consuming, some more.
Additional manpower.
Additional manpower, yeah, more cost.
Of course.
Okay, alright. Some more. Okay. Okay, that's most. And then space. You need space sometimes. You know, space for them to do. And then another inventory. You create more inventories. More inspection means more inventories. But for me, there's another way of looking at it. This is by, if I'm not mistaken, is by Ford Motor Company. In one of the management meeting, they said that they don't want inspection because inspection is a process where you check other people's mistake. Which makes sense. You're checking somebody else's mistake. You paid someone to check other people's mistake. Right? So that's why they said we should not be paying for that. First of all, it should not be mistake. That's what they are talking about. So I think it makes sense, Makes sense. So this is from Ford Motor Company. They make Ford cars. Right? Idle time. So to them, idle time is this is under lean. Idle time is so-called waste. But sometimes you need to have idle. Sometimes because of maybe it's too much. You can take something, machine breakdown. You cannot do much. So you do 5S. You do housekeeping and so on that.
Overheated machine.
Or you do some improvement, so on that, right? And then extra operator motion. You ask more work, but they have to move around, right? They have to go 100 meters to get the document and weigh your raw materials sometimes. Especially technicians, for example, their spare parts are actually in the maintenance store, which is somewhere in the factory. Alright, so poor quality, rejects, defects. These are defects. Talking about defects here. Defects. Reject and defects. Anybody can differentiate the two words there? Rejects and defect.
Defect is minor. Reject is totally up. Totally rejected.
Okay.
Reject. Reject is like not usable anymore.
Okay.
Defect can be repaired.
Can be reworked.
Can be reworked. Refurbished.
Okay. So actually defect, the way I think, Mr. Fakri, do you have any you agree with Felicia? Okay, you also agree. What do you think? Defect and reject. It's a very important point. People sometimes overlook. They misunderstood the two words.
Maybe defect we can still sell actually, but at a lower price, discounted price. Whereas reject is
Okay.
Okay.
See, let me tell you. In a product, let's say this cube is a product, okay? They have one small line here, okay? And then they have one small line here, big and small here. And then, so is this a reject
Defect.
or is it defect?
Defect.
This is a defect, right? This defect, is it okay or not okay? Maybe it's within the specification. The line should be not more than certain centimeter, certain millimeter, right? So some defects are acceptable. Some defects are not acceptable, right? So when the defect is not acceptable, the whole thing here is called a reject. Clear? So meaning that not all rejects are defects. Not all defects are rejectable products, but reject product must have a defect, something that is outside the specification. So
Tapi still it goes back to customer kan, whether they accept it or not kan.
in fact, the specification actually is customer satisfaction. I can get a specification. So customer agree that as long as this much, we are still okay. Alright? Okay? So any question? No? Okay? So I think it's already time for break. So we break for 15 minutes and we will continue after this. So be back here by 11. Okay? Alright, thank you. Okay, we continue with our session again. So one of the key things in the lean management is that we reduce the lead time. Right? So what is a lead time? Lead time is where you have waiting time plus processing time. Right? And add all the waiting time and processing time of all the processes, it becomes the lead time, total lead time. Right? So processing time is by itself, waiting time by itself, but total the two is the, and all the processes become the total lead time. Okay? Alright. So one of the most noteworthy accomplishments in keeping the price of Ford products low is the gradual shortening of production cycle time. Right? Or lead time. The longer an article is in the process of manufacture and the more it is moved about, the greater it is in its ultimate cost. So, so this is by Henry Ford, right? By Henry Ford. So, in fact, just to share with you, Henry Ford is the first automotive company that has the conveyor system. Yeah? Before that, they are doing by itself, one by one, but this one is going through the conveyor. So, so the question is, where did Henry Ford learn about the conveyor system? Where did he learn that it can be applied in the automotive? It's something that is, it's an innovation, right? But actually, he got it from somewhere else. Guess, you know where he got that conveyor system idea from? No. It's the meat process. Meat process. So they have the meat, one whole piece, and each person takes certain part. So by the end of it, there are set of people who take different parts. You know? So and that's what it is. So the meat travel from one person to another person. One take the leg, one take the neck, one take the sirloin, and so on. So understand? So it's a conveyor system that helping out. But without the conveyor system, they will not be able to achieve reduced cost and shorter cycle time. Right? So that's how Henry Ford story. Right? So we have the in terms of Ford history, they call it when they start doing individually, right? They have called it craft production, right? Craft production. So meaning that one person does everything together, whether he's an expert. Right? So and then they go for mass production, which is Ford Motor Company conveyor system. Then they have lean production, the Toyota production system, right? They have some sort like a conveyor, but then they added in reduce of waste. That's all. That's the thing different from Toyota and Ford. They added the waste portion, the removing of the waste. Or I mentioned to you earlier when I mentioned the word muda. Actually, muda is a Japanese word that means waste in English, right? So sorry for I messed that up. But with that, muda is being considered as one of the key items to remove. Then gold red the failure constraint comes in with the DBR production system, looking at the constraint and how you use the constraint information, right? So, okay, and then this information you can find out in the up till Toyota, right? Is the machine that changed the world, right? Okay, are you with me? Okay, so we go on. Hope doesn't finish. Okay. Yeah, okay. Dealing with the lean, there are 5 principles in the lean management. Alright. Number 1 is that we have to look into providing value desired by customer. You make to fulfill the customer's need. You need to enlighten the customer. Right? That's the very important point. Make them happy. You know, if you surprise them with something better, that will be enlightenment. Right? So I think we need to have that level. For example, you're making aroma flavor. When you give them your flavor, and the customer says it's beyond my expectation, I mean you have enlightened the customer. Right? So that is something you need to have, right, in our organization. So, example, mobile phone with internet access that customer wants. Last time it's just a mobile phone already, not internet access, but then you have internet access, right? Identify the value stream for the process for each service product, eliminate the non-value added. So this part here, you have supplier, manufacturing side, distribution, and customer. Those are the four key areas that you're looking at, right? So make sure that in this value stream that includes all these 1, 2, 3, 4 areas here, you must have what they call it, indicate where the non-value added. And you have to know what is value added, customer value added, and also the operational value added, what operational one. Right? Okay, and the third thing, achieve continuous flow to slash response time. Meaning that there's no hiccups along the way. When it goes, it flows smoothly. Just like the conveyor system. It will just go non-stop, you know. That's what we want. So, when we say conveyor is 1 unit at a time, isn't it? It's not batching, right? It's different from batching. Batching means that you put all 10, you work on 10, after complete 10, you move. No. Conveyor is 1 at a time. You are forced to do it fast. You are given so much time. Right? You cannot say, I can hold on for a while. I don't need to take my time, take a break, whatever. No, because the thing is moving. You cannot stop. Right? So continuous flow. So manage bottlenecks, part shortages, excess inventory. So this is what about response time. Right? So when we say manage bottleneck, meaning that if there is so much inventory at the bottleneck, there will be a increase in time, waiting time. You have to look for the parts, right? And the parts might not be easily found, and then the parts get bad. You know, suddenly you know that it's already the parts already worn out. You know, environmental effect and so on that, right? So and then part shortages, excess inventory, right? So number 4, the principle is that respond to customer pull. Do not push provision. Don't push. Don't make as what you like. You make for what the order is. So, and just when you say making per the customer order, very important point here is that it has to follow the sequence. You know why you have to follow the sequence? Because if you promise a customer you deliver on the 1st of February, then if you don't follow the sequence, the February 1st will become, in the end, February 3rd. By the time the customer has already doesn't want the product, you know. So you have to be sure that you make per order according to the sequence of order. Right? That's where sometimes the issue is. Right? Okay. And then number 5 is that succeed and start over towards perfection. Meaning that we have a continuous improvement actions. Right? Meaning that we call it Kaizen. Kaizen is a Japanese word for continuous improvement. Improve continuously. Kaizen. So when we say perfection here means what? Zero reject, zero defect, no waste. These are the perfection we're looking at. So that he thinks that, and then very fast. Customer want, by the time they ask, I like to order this much product, right? Can I have it today? No, you can have it even by noon today. I can give you. You know? So they will be very enlightened. That means more business for the organization, right? So compared to a company says you order now, you're gonna get 1 week later. That's tough. So they still need perfection to make it fast, right? Okay. Any question on the principle is very important. Very important. Meaning that we have to look at produce the service or products, which has values that per customer requirement. Identify the value stream, where are the non-value added, and then make sure that time is shortened, right? And then respond to customer pool, not we have to thinking about make to order. And then lastly is that you always continuously improve, and this is the culture that we have to look into, right? Okay. This is what going back to the principle, provide value to customer's perspective. Value is defined by the ultimate customer, internal or external. We only say customer outside, right? But don't forget that there are also internal customer. The incoming people must send the raw material to the process one. Process one must give it to his next customer. His next customer is process two. Process 2 will send to its customer, to process 3. So you have to do it. In the end, shipment goes to the real customer out there, right? So internal and external, we have to make sure that the value actually is obtained by internal and both internal and external customers, right? And then identify value system, value stream, right? Value stream meaning that all activities required to bring the product service from concept to delivery to the hand of customer at the required delivery date. At the required delivery date. So meaning that you must make sure that you make to meet the customer, right? Okay. So this is something that it's a culture. You have to make sure that it's attainable, achievable, right? Okay. Next one. Achieve continuous improvement flow to reduce lead time. Talking about lead time now. So lead time is very important. So from lead time, your delivery will be on time and much faster going forward. Because when the customer goes to all the suppliers, they will actually ask you the price and can you deliver on time? How fast can you deliver? That's mainly two questions, right?
So lead time ni up till delivery kan? Bukan processing, just production time.
Lead time is
from supplier to customer.
until you can consider of the customer or within the plant. So sometimes because within the organization, the operation is within your control. But once you go outside of the factory, floods happening, right? Or accident. Sometimes there's something. Sometimes it's difficult to predict, right? But we can promise that if everything okay, we should be there by certain time. It's only 1 day delivery, and then that day it was a flood. We come 2 days. We don't know, okay? So, but main thing is that our lead time to get outside of the factory is this amount. Okay? And you also can include the normal time, normal. But the knowledge of the delivery actually is based on the employee itself in charge of delivery, because they will know certain time, certain season, right? The timing is actually affected by additional 1 or 2 days because of rain and so on. Right? And then also depends on the public holidays, right? So all these are subject to, but what you can control is inside the factory. Okay. All right. So then we have in this case, organizations are built around asserted value stream with functional and departmental silos. So what happened? Normally, each department decide what they want to do. They don't say that you are my customer or not. They are doing at their own pace. They work in silos, right? They can take their own sweet time. When it comes to silo, they can take their own sweet time. But once you try to meet your customer, the next process, then it's different. You're no more in silos lah. You're depending. Yeah? These silos can make it difficult to work, for work to flow efficiently across the organization. True, right? Is it true? They don't talk to you, suddenly say that, sorry, I did not know. That is, I have to do it now. So, to promote workflow, efficiency and communication, value stream should be managed horizontally across functionally, not by own process, but actually it go across until the customer, and supported vertically by the department. So, the boss will tell the operation, make sure that when you get the product, you run it immediately. Don't let the product wait for processing. So the instruction come from the high level. Okay. Alright. Respond to customer pull. Basically is what the customer wants. So don't make something that the customer doesn't want. Right? It happened one time. One company making furniture. This customer would like to have maybe 10 golden colored cabinet, but the system can run. The set can be set up to 10, but it's only set up for 20. So you know what happened? The employee will run how many? They don't want to spend time on doing a setup. What they do? They run 10 or 20? They will run 20 because the system is only set up for 20. But to run this order, they only need 10. But because they don't want to do the setup, they run 20. So what happened?
Inventory.
Excess inventory. So they are making more than what the customer wants. So in the end, that extra 10 will be just maybe, hopefully can be sold, but it can also potentially be wasted. Right? Okay, worst case scenario. Okay. Okay, succeed and start over toward perfection, meaning that continuously improve. Right? So it never ends. Continuous improvement never stops. It's a cycle that goes on and on and on and on. Right? They say that one day, one idea, one project at a time. Start small, but you have many small projects. Right? So the pursuit of perfection is critical to achieving competitive edge. If you continuously improve, then you'll be better than your competitor. Right? That's the goal. Okay. All right. Are you with me? Any question before we go to the next item, which is values? Okay.
Okay.
All right. Okay. All okay. Then we go to the next one. All right. So this is another module on value. Right? So it's the same module, is it? Okay. It's the same. Okay. Understanding value. Understanding value is critical to lean thinking. Right? So meaning that this statement is taken from the Lean Thinking, Banish Waste and Create Wealth in Your Corporation by the same author of The Machine That Changed the World. Right? So like I told you, the one of the professors, one of the author is from Cardiff University. Right? Okay. So value is not determined by you as an employee, but value is defined by the customer. Right? Let's say I want the shortest time, but I want to make sure that it's 100% perfect all the time. So what will the company do? What will be the option for the company? Anybody? What will be the option? What will the company do? So they want on time, at the same time they want 100%. So normally this is what the manufacturing company will do. If you want sure 100%
Higher
good,
price.
higher price by us hiring an inspection person. They call it super final inspection. And that was happened in back in the 90s. So customers willing to pay extra and put 1% there. So I'm willing to pay that 1% to make sure that I don't get any reject products or underperform products. Okay, so these are options. But if the company is already 100% without any inspection, it's much better. No cost, no extra cost. Right? Understand? So this is what we mean here, defined by customer. So if they want more inspection, then we do more inspection. It depends on what they want. All value is a result of a process. So meaning that everything it goes from A to process number 1, number 2, and so on. Let's go to the process. Okay, right? Which is in this case the process here is that what is the value? Then map the value on the value stream, where they map the value stream, right? And then create the flow. Right? The flow here means that even from the supplier and to the customer, and then establish pool. If the customer want 100, when can you deliver it? Right? It's a pool, right? And then seek perfection, continuously improve the product, right? Last time I must have final inspection, right? But now I'm very confident with the product, the way you do things, So maybe you don't need any more test continuous improvement. Remove the final inspection, right? Okay. So that is the process we're talking about, right? Identify, map, create flow, pull system, seek perfection, continuously improve, and it's a cycle going on. Right? Alright. Understanding value. Okay. Our work can be categorized in 3 ways. Our work meaning our process. Every work is a process. So one is that customer value added. Right? Raw material is customer value added. You must make sure that the raw material in. You have to cut the product. Cutting is a value added to the customer. Right? Also on that. Right? Then non-value added. Right? Non-value added. Meaning that actually you can avoid doing that. No, it's not, when you say non-value added, it means that if you do it, it doesn't benefit anything. That's what is defined. Non-value added is something that you do, but actually it has no benefit. Right? Operational means that it's operation required. Operation value added. Right? Sometimes regulatory requires you to do certain things. You cannot run away with it. So you have to comply. Right? So things like that. Okay? Non-value added, operational value added, customer value added in process mapping. Focus on internal and external customer. Allows we focus on both external and internal. Right? So in the whole organization, the way you do things is input, process, output, customer. Or you can say supplier, input, SI, process, P, O, output, C, customer. SIPOC. Right? These are the flow of the process. Right? So allows for the application for value added, non-value added, and business operation value added activities. So from the value streams, we identify what is customer value added, what is operational value added, and what is non-value added. So the three things that you have to look into. Provide visibility as well as train company personnel in seeing the interaction among customers, process, and suppliers through the supply chain. So this actually, in the process mapping, you will able to see who are the customer, who are the supplier, followed by where are the value added stuff and non-value added activities. Provide visibility, because the value stream, you have a graphical, a picture of what the whole thing is, so easier to look at. And then throughout the supply chain, and then opportunity to identify, eliminate non-value added, and this is called quick win. Quick win is be able to remove waste, right? Or sometimes they call it is low hanging fruits. Quick win is sometimes called as low hanging fruits, meaning that it's so easy to do, just plug it and solve the problem, right? So some of the low hanging fruit would be like remove operation, remove the process. No need, for example, we don't need inspection. I said it's a low hanging fruit. Implement a procedure, a clear procedure. Yeah, there's also low hanging fruits. As an example of low hanging fruits, right? Okay, value is always defined as customer perspective. Always remember these three things, right? What are the three things? Values,
Value added,
customer value added.
customer value added, non-value added, operational.
Okay. Still awake.
Sure.
So, what is a value added activity? Any operation that changes, converts and transform material into the product that is sold to the customer. That is what any operation lah. What is operation activity? You do some changes. Product has physically changed and its value to the customer has increased. Meaning that when you do something to the product, it adds value to the customer. That is customer value added. And sometimes also they call it also operational value added. It's easy for the operation. When they say operational value added, means that it's easy for the operation to do. Right? Sometimes operation says that I don't need to do this. Why should we do this? We shouldn't do this. Right? Operation says that. So operation is not value added. Right? Okay, example, when the machine is running condition to produce good units, no defects. Right? Okay, for example, this is a value added lah. Only good unit, there's no waste. They only produce. ATM machine, cash deposit. Is it value added? Yeah. But we know that it's also called non-value added. Why can't I just transfer the money? I don't need to go to the machine to deposit. For example, if you think hard, and then buying a can of drink from vending machine. Is it value added? Ada tak yang part that is non-value added? Something to think about lah. So we ask all these questions. When we say that, you have to send, for example, you're doing your own business from home. You have to go to JNT or JDEX to send the, why must we leave the house? So now they have Lalamu. They come to your house. So it's reduce waste. What waste are we looking at there? Time, petrol, all these things. Okay. So as long as you can reduce, is you're removing the mudah. You're removing the mudah. You're reducing the mudah. Okay. Alright, clear?
Yep.
Clear? Alright. Okay. Value creation. Now we're talking about, just now we're looking at value of the process. Now is how to create value and waste elimination. Keep in mind, customer wants to pay only what they want to pay. What is value to them? Okay. Number two, we have to eliminate steps that do not add value. Okay. Simple, right? Waste means that adding cost but not adding value. Waste means adding cost, not value. Okay. Right? What step do we eliminate? That's the next question. Did we find the waste or not? Before you can remove, you have to find the waste first. So you have to collect data. collect data, right? Okay. Like, okay. So then, so to keep in mind, what should we focus on to do the creation and waste elimination? Value creation and waste elimination. We to focus on value added work only. VA here means value added. Right? Don't look at other things. Is it value added to the customer? Value added to us? Yes. So if value added customer is value added, customer value added. So if value added to us, the people is called operational value added. Very good. Okay, very clear.
Yeah.
So that's something that we have to think through, right? And then eliminate non value added and control business and regulatory work. So meaning that compliance. Right? Make sure you comply. You don't want to do things which shorten the time, but that not compliant. Right? So we cannot do that. Alright? Okay. Right? Any question on this? Value creation. So our job is to create value and remove waste. That's the quality you have to look into. Right? And by doing these two, you should have a very good process. Right? Okay. Okay, why implement Lean? This is like a broken record. It's like a broken record where I keep telling you this so that it become a culture. Number one, why we want Lean? Because we want a quality product. Because we always use Kanban, Kaizen to remove the waste and mistakes. Right? Okay. Right? Standard expectation of global customer, right the first time. Huh? And right the first time and every time actually. And every time. Huh? Okay. And then not right the first time, second time not right. You know? Okay. So it has to be right the first time and every time. So cost competitive product and process. Talking about profitability. So cost competitive, meaning that customer always want something cheap in the market. So if you can give the cheapest, then you win the game, right? But if you not giving the cheapest, then you got difficult, right? So high productivity and minimum inventory. So talking about inventory again, right? Okay, high productivity, meaning that you produce more, faster. Productivity means more and faster. Faster means more, right? Okay. Then speed, first to market. When you come up with new product, you can deliver it fast, right? So lead time competitive. Right? Sometimes R&D takes a lot of time. Right? So if it's too long, you miss the boat. You're not able to sell it. By the time the market doesn't need that product anymore. So you have to be lead time competitive and new product introduction, time introduction. Flexible. So flexibility. You have to be flexible in the sense that that's what the market wants, right? Like in terms of flavor. Right now they're all going for durian flavor. Who knows? Maybe what's the next one? Maybe they want something different, right? Maybe they want a special fruit. I don't know. Maybe what? What flavor is yours? The next
Brown sugar. This year brown sugar.
brown sugar flavor, right? Yeah. So all this while we know brown sugar is a real brown sugar, but after this maybe they want just the aroma flavor of the brown sugar, right? So these are the things you have to be ready. So how fast you? So before they need it, we already have done the R&D. So that when they ask, it's already there. So we are ahead of the competitor, right? Okay. That's talking about flexibility. The next one is that simple process. Dependable, capable, repeatable. And very importantly also in this case, setup. The setup is easy. Right? The setup is easy. Doesn't take time. This is very important. Right? Because simple. Simple means easy. Right? Easy to run, easy to maneuver the machine, you know. Right? So it must be dependable. Dependable means what? Reliable. Right. It's supposed to be when you press on, it should run. You know. So then capable, meaning that capable means that you know the normal distribution. The normal distribution. Okay, the normal distribution. Right? This is one normal distribution. Right? Normal, meaning that this is the spec, lower spec limit and upper spec limit. Right? Okay. Is this capable? Yes, because everything is inside here. Right? Everything inside here. Right? Right? Not capable? How? If you're not capable, is like this. Not capable. Very capable? You got this. Meaning that chances to be outside is almost zero. Are you with me? So you want to make your machine from here become like this. That's what we mean by capable. Are you with me? Right. So repeatable. This means repeatable lah. This means repeatable. This one not repeatable. Not repeatable at all. Right. So nothing else. Okay, again, we are playing with from supplier to customer. Right? There's a main thing. S to C. From S to C, supplier to customer. It's like the total lead time and cost in value chain. Waste and non-value added is all there. So traditional, I'm okay with this. The reason is work harder. The customer will say that you have to work harder to make sure you improve. Right? So small saving on time and cost. Right? So this is how much the saving is. They work harder, they got this much. They crack the whip. The people shorter smoking time and smoker lunch time, all this shorter break time, then they can get more. But the lean improvement, that was traditional, but for lean improvement, drastic saving on time and cost. We're talking about here, from the supplier to the organization. Right? So, meaning that everything inside here, inside the process is reduced. This is process within the factory. The value add increase. So value add increase, waste reduce. Just two things that you want. Alright. So basically, what they define as work smarter. Right? You just work harder or you work smarter. Right? So when you do Kaizen, you work smarter. So most of the improvement here, most of the improvement are coming from the Kaizen. So how to improve? You have to study the process. Get all the information, the data analytics of the process. Then only you know what to do. Right? Are you with me? Is it clear? So traditional and lean improvement. Okay. Alright, this is a lean culture. Management, employees, right, and also supplier. Right. For now, we look at the management within the organization, management and employees. Management must be the base of everything. They must give the commitment, right? And then with the commitment, they will support. They will give the support in terms of better system, right? Alright. And then secondly, they have tools and knowledge, right? And then tools, three of them, system, tools, and knowledge. And then once you are given the you have the knowledge of these three items, then Genba here means that you go to the line, you go to the factory floor, right? With the knowledge you have, with the system already there, system meaning that maybe data collection system with the information semua tu, you use the right tool, with the knowledge you use the right tool, you can fix the gemba. Gemba are the things that they at the same time they go to the line and look for opportunity for improvement. Okay. So normally, what the things that Suchi can do actually when they do the gemba, you go to the line, you see the plug not working. The 3-pin plug base is not working. So you put a colored sticker, red sticker, to show that you need to focus this. The light not working, for example, you put a sticker, red sticker there, something like that, you know. And you see this place, water, water, a lot of water there, stagnant water. You put a red sticker there. So these are the gemba. So the next thing to do is fix the problem. Yeah.
Is gemba and gemba the same thing?
Same thing, yeah. Yeah. They sometimes called gemba, sometimes called gemba. So that's why I put. Both are Japanese word. So the slang lah, gemba. So okay. And then okay. Once you know the gemba, you identify where are the problem, the gap. Then you apply kaizen. That's where the passion come into play. Meaning that they want to do it, they're not forced to do it, they love to do it. When it comes passion means that they simply go around and find the problem. Right? So then only when you implement it, then you get lean. Right? Then you get lean. Okay. So lean manufacturing system is like a house. Lean management system is like a house. Alright? Visual management system, meaning that all instructions are pictures. No hand, do not touch. No hand, right? So no walking here. So don't walk, So don't walk that way, All these things, these are visual management system, right? And then also they have when machine down, right? Machine down is a red color traffic light, red color. When the machine is idling, yellow, and when the machine is running, it's green. So if the management were to walk and pass by the production floor and they see all green, meaning that the machine all running. When they see yellow, they will say that why is that the machine idling? It can run, but there's no material to run. So that's idling. So maybe for good reason, or maybe not good reason. You have to find out. Then the next one is red. Red meaning that action must be taken immediately. Material is there, and the machine is not available to run the process. So you have to do that. So by having this, you have a stable machine and standardized processes. Workload leveling, right? Meaning that make sure that how much is this process, how much material you need to have to make sure that it runs smoothly. Not over, not little. So you have to be this leveling. And then with this we have just in time. Just in time meaning that when the inventory is almost finishing, something comes in. So maknanya the machine will not idle at all. It's running all the time. Right? That's what we want. Right? And then built-in quality. Right? Built-in quality means what? Inside the process, you make sure that it meets the requirement. Not that after you make everything, at the end of it, you check. Not product quality. We want built-in quality. When it's done and you check, oh, this is got a problem. Right? Then it's already a product. Too late. Things are already made. So it's a reject. Okay, are you with me? So I do built-in and product. Right? Quality. Alright. So, in one of the factories that I work with, used to be one operator taking care of one machine, because the operator got to feed the material for the machine, right? And then with Kaizen implemented, and then machine running most of the time, and then less breakdown, less minor stoppages, right? Then the machine was more stable, and in the end, the one operator managed to handle 15 machines at one time because it's so stable. So instead of having 15 employees, only one employee to take care. Right? So that's what is the benefit because you don't need so many people. And it's so clean and it's green all the time. Right? So that's what we want. Alright? So these are the things about lean manufacturing system. So can you imagine how the line is? Imagine your production, or maybe later on, if you are in another organization, right? You see, look for these signs of lean. Not many people, machine running, clean. These are the things, and then enough signages, right? So there's something about lean management. Right? Okay. Okay, I mentioned to you, right? Especially value stream mapping will look into this, right? And then inside this portion here, the 3 steps here, we are looking at standardized work, right? Standardized work meaning that a lot of activities, different operator, but they do the same way, standardized, right? And all machines doing the same process, all are the same, standardization, right? 5S, I told you, and then multi-skill workers, visual control, all the instructions are on the papers, and then also a level schedule, make sure that products are coming in accordingly, right? Okay, then the next one is we have just in time. They look at the single piece flow, Kanban. Kanban means that batching. Instead of 1, we have maybe 10. In semiconductor, one batch, one Kanban can be 1,000 units in semiconductor. So we can get away. Pull system, start time is how much time is required to do the work actually. For the amount of order, how much you need time. That's called the start time. And then SMAT here is single minute exchange of die. Setup. SMAT is meant for setup. Right? Single minute exchange of die. Alright. So these are the talking about. And then the best actually the best according to this project management, single piece flow like the conveyor system is the best. So everybody got no time to do anything because it's coming in. They cannot have time to talk or whatever. So, and then the last one here is talking about built-in quality, Pokayoke, right? Pokayoke. What is the? Because people are still making mistake putting diesel fuel into petrol fuel car. So right now, what is the Pokayoke is the best. Pokayoke is mistake proof. How to prevent mistake of people putting diesel into a petrol car. Right now, what they do? Color nozzle.
Color code.
Some more?
Signage.
They put metal plate. Sometimes metal plate so that you really want to do it. Okay.
And then another different station.
Different station. Okay. Okay. But you think still can happen or not?
Yeah.
So meaning that mistake proving here not really 100% effective. So what is the best way? It's a big one.
Awareness.
Signage.
Signage. Signage. Is it full of signage already?
Yes.
More.
More signage.
People like to see
think about it lah. How to basically what you want is
Totally separated pump for each type of oil.
nah, it's already separated now.
This one already
Separated island already.
Island.
Ah.
Yeah lah. But can it still be wrong?
Cannot.
Now we're talking about zero. When we say mistake proving means that zero possibility of occurrence. Zero.
Driver's error. Human mistake.
Maybe
I never.
You know, you know what I have in mind. You know the children punya game. You know the game there. You can only put square in the square box. So if you have a square thing, you can never put in. Then you know that is a wrong. It's a wrong one.
Different type of
That's what I think. I don't know whether it's possible or not lah. But there must be some smart Japanese or smart European to know this.
Yang kena tukar dia punya. Tak, if you change the nozzle, then you have to change dia punya apa lubang.
Yeah, something yang we get standard lah. You have to create standard. If you really think you want to prevent mistake lah. That's the only way. I would say. If not, as long as you can put in, it's good to happen. Okay. Alright. So any question regarding the value?
Okay. So far so good.
Value, you know. So we're going to go to the next one. Jadi apa ni? Alright. So anything? So what are the three values? What are the three values that looking at in the lead?
Customer value, non value, and operation.
Added lah. Don't forget about added.
CVA.
So we have the three things. Keep that always in your mind. You know, these three. And what we want to remove is non-value added. Okay. So if you remove the non-value added, what will happen? What's the impact? Lean. So what is the impact? What are the things that you see happen to the factory performance?
Value. Global.
Continuous flow.
Continuous flow. Okay.
Kaizen.
All value good.
Reduce cost. Is it?
Reduce cost. Profit increase.
Profit increase. So that's the thing that you're looking for.
Yes.
Actually, you're doing something because you have benefit. Right? So when you remove waste, you will benefit. If you keep the waste, you don't benefit anything. Right? Okay. Right. Okay. So any question before we move to the next module? No. Okay. All right. So we proceed to the next module. The key points that you learn that we have learned today that can be applied to this company called Accreditation. Okay. Anybody want to say something? I let you talk about it. How do you find the processes in that making of the shaft?
Too many movements.
So many movements, okay. And then talking about how much was the distance like? You remember?
4
It's
miles.
about 4 miles,
4 miles.
About 4 miles distance. 20,000 over feet. Alright. And then what about what else they mentioned about the
Duration. The whole process.
duration?
1500 hours.
1500 hours,
1,500.
So 1,500 hours, which is equivalent to how many
days?
How many days? Divide by 24.
2 months, 3 months. 2 months and a half.
2.5 months. 20,000 divided by 2,000 lah.
1500
1500.
days. 2 months lah. 2
About
months.
2 months,
Yeah.
So just to make the shaft wait 2 months.
2 months, yes.
So from what we know, looking at the movement, there's so much movement, right? And then also the time duration is long. And then what else do you see? How many steps altogether? 122 steps just to create that. And then a lot of steps actually talking about
Yeah.
motion, transportation, right? So there's a lot of transportation waste there. And then at the same time, there will be a lot of notice at the last part where they have rework.
Yeah, rework.
You know, so 122 is without rework, eh?
No rework.
So when you add rework, God knows how long it takes some more. Right? It takes like for some time to get it done. So so if you remember when we talk about waste, how do you think how many percent is non value added? How many percent of the processes actually is value added? Percentage wise?
Less. 5%. 20.
Wait, they're value added.
20.
Non value added.
Non-value.
No, value added. Basically easier to think value added. I think it's really what? Maybe less than 5%.
Maybe less than that.
So I think you can see that it's a lot of waste in the movement of the whole process, right? A lot of waste there. So I think that's something we should look at. So if you really observe all the movement, right? It's a lot of movement. You think about even Suchi, right? What movement do you have? See what kind of movement that we have in Suchi aeronautics?
Production incoming.
So you go to
Also incoming to romance. Go to incoming romance. And then
no, the first thing is what? We must prepare
prepare all the documentation.
the documentation and also prepare the raw materials required. This raw and how much?
Yes.
And then you would go down to your incoming.
Incoming. And then from there, we weigh all the romance. After weighing, and then we will start with the production. So we have to load into the machines and then
Move,
and
push.
move.
Yeah. First you go to the incoming and then you push your product to the weighing area.
Weighing area.
So once you finish weighing, then you have to move the thing to production area. But when you were at the weighing, at the same time you have to do two things. Number one, you weigh, and before that you have to move. You have to move the material from the back.
From the back to the
So
container.
okay, so those things have to be accountable, right? So it's a lot of detail, and then maybe you have to write something. Record.
After that record.
You have to record what is the amount taken and what is the balance.
Is a weight.
So there's a lot of activities there, you know. So that will make it a lot of work. And then you move the thing to the machine.
To the machine and stick the.
Then you have to pour in,
Yes.
move everything into the container. Then you have to on the machine,
Mix it,
and take it out,
pick it up again,
and then weigh,
weigh again, and pack it.
pack it, weigh, pack,
Weigh, pack.
and then label.
label.
But before that, you have to prepare the label. At the beginning, you have to prepare everything, label everything.
From the beginning.
Then you have to label it. After that,
And place it at the
outgoing.
outgoing to the staging area. That's all.
So that's all. Okay, just do it for just to inform the customer that it's ready.
Because we don't provide the
So a lot of little things that you have to do. So don't forget about something you miss out lah. Right? So the actually one of the best way actually the weighing is done inside the talking about
Automation.
talking about quick win. So for Suchi, for our friend in the video, right? What is the quick win for them? Actually? You remember? Tak? Moment. So maybe something that they shouldn't put in the stories. They should do some two things at the same time.
Maybe some process can be put side by side.
Ah,
so
yes.
less movement, just of passing.
So I noticed there's one part that they do something, put on the conveyor, and then they have to come down again storage, and then go back to the conveyor and they have to do about the same thing lah, you know. So I think that's something yang it's need to be relooked lah. Maybe they can reduce the steps, reduce steps.
Ada yang auto, lepas tu kena double check manual, ada 2 kali.
Dua kali inspection. There's one point there are 2 inspection.
Ada
Right? Measure. Right?
Dua tempat. Dua tempat, dua kali. Auto manual, auto manual.
First they gauge, one time they measure, and then they do something, and then measure, gauge again. You know, so they have to a lot of things that they have to do twice lah. They have to look into how they can reduce the steps there, right? So I think that's a very important point lah. So anything else you want to say about the video, the contents of the video? I see a lot of inventory there. Inventory, a lot of inventory, so high up. You know, I think that is something.
Bottleneck.
Bottleneck is maybe they make to keep. They don't make to sell lah. Really, they're hoping for the market lah. Right? And at the same time, I think they're also sending the product outside lah. They have to send outside, and then come back. You know, they outsource it. A certain part of it. You notice that?
Dia recycle kan? Dia recycle chips kan sebenarnya.
I think so.
Recycle.
Ha.
Ambil sampai tu dia crush, lepas tu dia cairkan. Oh, dia jadikan benda tu.
Yes.
Dia
But
recycle from the chips.
during the process, I think one of the things that they have to send out for something lah, electrical ke apa ke something like that. So they have to come back again. So there's waiting time. So that's something that they have to do lah. It's that's value added lah. That's value added thing. Alright. Okay. Anything else you want to say about the video? Ada? Okay. Alright. We want to take some time. We will do what we call value stream mapping, and then we try to do what we call the next thing to it is we have to find out what are the ways involved, right? And if there is opportunity, you can also indicate what is or are the quick wins, and also maybe when we say also they also call it as low hanging fruits, right? For your whole process. So I leave it to you. Maybe we have one group doing switching aromatics. Maybe the other group maybe another part of switching aromatics, right? Okay. Alright. Okay. So I give you maybe just quick 30 minutes for you to discuss, and then I'm giving you so-called this mother paper, right? And then also 3M post-it for you to write. Write down. First step is what? List down all the processes. Right? So you can either cut into half or whatever to make it available. Right? And then you write with your pen, and then just put in order, and where the customer supplier comes in, if there is a supplier involved, and then how it goes to the customer. Right? Okay. Alright. Any question, just let me know. This down, yes. Best to list down the processes.
costing, provide quotation, and
Oh,
ordering this kind of thing.
Jadi step-step lah.
And the output will be spare parts will be received to us and delivered back to the customer.
So here, just like that, for example, mold,
Okay.
purchase,
Ah,
repair something,
yeah.
repair quotation.
Okay.
main area.
It's very clear. Then
Stock
the process and so input at input the first one.
What is the first one? Receive raw material. Receive order. I don't know what it is. Receive order.
depends values from it to this values or incoming area.
Tak ada, you don't need to detail lah. Dia receive order. Order, lepas tu, next one.
So transfer from
Okay, receive order.
transfer
Process comes there.
move to move from win area
Costing.
to production.
So once they order, they costing.
Okay.
Kan?
Request receive
Request for quotation.
request for
Receive quotation, receive request for quotation.
receive RFQ.
Ya.
Request for quotation. Receive.
Request for quotation.
Request for quotation. First, baru kita buat costing. Costing tu baru kita buat quotation. Then prepare costing. Next step is actually
Machine
system. Inventory.
Lepas tu kita dan
Notify, do you have that or not?
Yeah.
Then only you proceed whether to get some more or you start the program. Later lah, later. Ataupun that's why you use a post-it so that you can move around lah. So if there is a, if yes, if no,
If no, okay. If yes, use.
okay, then you should have another box here. If yes, proceed. If no,
Chinese supposed to.
put a triangle and
This is a box.
box lah, I think.
Box.
No, diamond.
Diamond.
You should draw diamond. Just draw diamond.
Oh.
Kita enter here, yes, no. No sini, yes sini lah. No atas ke bawah. No bawah atas order. Then after order,
Order, then receive lah. And waiting time receive lah.
after order, then you see that receive.
Yeah. Receive on our end lah. We have to pack on it to send out our end. Right? Yes. Pack first. Pack. So label the pack. Alright. Masuk sini. Ni just availability. I just pack and deliver.
So if you go in, order, go in here, say yes. Sustainable balik. Dia kata yes, then pack.
Oh, okay, okay.
Whether it's OBA, CBA or something like that. Ingat kan, kalau customer tu, when you communicate customer, you lightning strike ke? You lightning strike ke ataupun straight line? Straight line ke atau lightning strike? So lightning strike maknanya dia hantar email tu, hantar WhatsApp, all pakai
Digital.
elektronik. Oh ya, all elektronik lah. Kalau ada dua lebar besar ni jarang kali. Ini tak tahu apa ni, mungkin dia pakai something lah. Okay. Oh, kata ikan hard copy ni.
Nampak semua. Banyak itu semua WhatsApp.
Kita tak guna OBA semua. Yang biasa tak tu. OBA, CBA, first saya CBA dulu. Mana CBA? Misi itu apa? CBA kalau sama dengan semua dari misi kan kan?
Step-step kan? Step-step ada regular kan?
Sini dengar ke? Dia kan?
Jadi kalau sekarang kita live communication kan? Kalau dia nak proses kan?
Tapi bukan semua lah bukan sampai ya.
Tapi dia mungkin yang dua itu adalah existing punya communication.
Ya, tapi untuk kalau kita betul bukan customer kalau nak murah dia main dia kan customer punya budget yang kita beli produk tu.
So, kalau siapa nama dia?
Itu dia lebih long kan.
Kalau dia tak berkuali mungkin nak barang yang mahal.
Dua operational memang penting lah. Memang dia operational value dia cakap.
Sama dia boleh jadi operation dia kalau dah fix ataupun
Customer dia kisah nanti. Today already worry about it. Macam tu dia. Customer concern is you receive my PO. Lepas tu dia proses semua tu. Jadi dia kata when can I have it? When can I have it? So Ali punya
Yang dia pisahkan
make sure that you don't make mistake. Okay, masa you buat tu you choose itu apa dia? Itu maybe operational. Sometimes you will do operational. Tapi you bila itu untuk customer. Tapi to them is more operational lah. Bawa semua. Tak apa, bila dulu tukar.
30 minutes.
Tak problem.
30 minutes.
Banyak-banyak OBA tu. Customer tak banyak tempat dia. Tak banyak tempat dia. Yang penting tu dia receive. Dia deliver is the one is customer. Bila dia kan. Banyak. Itu tu. Ordering dia. Itu ordering dia. Tapi you to look at the overall picture. Marketing pun so. But you know, you got the point in how to do it. Roughly lah, you know. Then go to the sub. Kalau tak boleh, go to the sub. Sub process. Tulis sini kan. DSM for apa? Suci aromatic apa kan. Do you think that there is a waste in suci aromatics?
Low risk, but maybe some parts of the process can be changed.
Sebenarnya sub process. So there might be a sub-process which is MVA lah. Process, let's say weighing something. Dalam weighing tu maybe you have a lot of things to do. Some of the things that there you can reduce maybe. Because you have to find out how long is that process. Then go deeper.
Mostly, I think masih kita recording time itu actually dia percent tu. So masih lebih nanti masih healing tu banyak untuk
Okay. So I think the next step for you on this thing will be for each process find out how long it takes. Okay, how long it takes you. So you indicate this one takes 20 minutes, this one takes 5 minutes, this one takes 1 minute. You know. So then you look at the overall, see kenapa ni 21 ni? Why is it this one has 25 minutes? The rest is short. Why is it? List down what are the detailed sub-process here. Then you find see any quick win. So quick win basically you use this format. What was the problem? Time taken too long for this process in so and so. Right? So solution, remove this. We don't need this. It's not value added. So that. Alright. You do that. Okay. How do you find doing this? Actually, how do you find doing the value stream? Time consuming, a lot of thinking.
But able to see clearly step by
Identify,
step and then identify potential areas that can be changed or improved or removed.
Okay. Alright. Afif, what do you think? You find anything there from your exercise?
Just made me realize that how simple the system as it is. But at the same time, expecting MVAs such as shipping time, waiting response from the principal. But
Do you have a quick win for that? Afif?
quick win for that?
Do you have a quick win for that? Not yet.
Quick win for shipping. Because sometimes when we expect it to be MVA, it's already erased by itself, whereby the DHL people or the courier already ship out to us, compared to other times where it became an actual MBA from just 5 days, it became to 2 weeks. It can be varies lah.
Change supplier, change courier.
But with this, but with DHL, their CVA to us very high, always cheapest rate. So I cannot tell where.
So monetary, the costing is the decision factor.
Yes, like you showed us now, price minus cost is a profit. That's how we make it.
Remember, two things you have to look at lah.
Yes.
Lead time and also cost.
Yes.
The two that can your
Yeah,
moving face can help.
Yeah.
So it's very important, So you should remember that. Okay, so once you identify the quick win, you have to find out who are the team members for you to create. There's a team charter here. For example, we have what we call project classification. Project will have to reduce defects, improve and overall cost delivery. So what is opportunity when you have this? Opportunity is, right? This is some say that it's like a pain, sakit. The sakit here, how big is the sakit? If the sakit is very painful, then you need, that is a thing that opportunity is better. Right? So in this case, opportunity 99%, ours is 95%. We are behind by 4%. Right? So loss 1% equal to 100,000. So for 4%, talking about 400,000 loss. Loss of opportunity. Right? So what will you do? Improve the labeling defect from 4 to 1%. And then actually they should put here by when. But because later if you go through the proper class for lean, you have to put as a SMART goal, SMART, SMART. So you have to SMART goal. You have to put by when. Timing by when. Alright. So the process will start from receiving till packing, the scope. So your scope will be, you have to look at it. Your scope is upon receiving order until shipment, delivery. Until delivery. started until packing here. It depends what you want. Like sushi will be where? From receiving order until shipment lah. Until involve your
It depends on customer. Self-collect or...
okay, self-collect or delivery. So that's why you will end lah. Your ending will be
Ending will be at outgoing. After packing, waiting. Outgoing.
so your ending will be outgoing lah.
Until outgoing.
Ah,
Ada packing lah. Ada packing lah.
packing lah. Okay, alright. So the team members and project plan. So you have to have all these things. And then best is for every step ni, if you know who's responsible for every step ni, it's better to put the name there. By when, by who. Because there's so many names inside, but beside there's no name, put the name there. Because without name, everybody is responsible. When everybody is responsible, nothing happens. So you put one name there, everyone action. Okay? Alright? So this is something that we can look into lah, right? Okay? So any question regarding the VSM that we have done? So everybody has already, right? So maybe just further improve lah. Further improve. Look at the notes again, see anything that we can work on. Okay? Right. So no question? No question? Okay, good. Yes. Alright. So we have done this, right? For this exercise, we've done it just now. So I think we can move on. Okay. Okay, so basically the next step, if you proceed with the lean, you have to identify one specific line. Let's say for sushi, powder line or liquid line, right? And for Afif, you're looking at maybe, I don't know, big model A, model B, make A or make B, whatever. So then identify who are the project team. Then generate DSM by project team. But for today you are doing on your own. Okay, alright. But it's good enough. And then identify quick win that I mentioned just now, and then also determine the training and coaching for the next round. Right? If need be lah. Alright. Okay. So now, I believe we covered all. Right? I believe we covered all. So what I want to know now is basically I want to let you know the few things that I want to check whether things are in order or not. Right? First of all, we try to see whether we understand what is lean. Right? So what is lean actually? What is lean all about?
Eliminating waste.
Waste, right? Waste. And then what are the key things in the, what is the impact of waste actually?
Cost.
And
Inventory.
Time.
cycle time. Okay, timing, right? So two things, and then what actually is the, if you look at the lean culture, right? Lean culture, what is the basic requirement for the lean culture? What is most important for the lean culture? Say that again? You mentioned something already. Yes, management is here. Right? Management is the key thing, right? Then, what is the management's job? Say you are going to be management. So what is the management job? To support. Right? You got to support. Support who? Support the employees. The teams. Basically the teams. Because just now we talk about quick win, you have a team charter. You need a team. You have to support the team. So to support the team, first you have to let the team find out what is the gap. What are the things that are missing? What are the things that we are losing? Right? So we do what? What we do? We go down and what? Remember? Management, support. Start with the letter G.
Generate.
Gemba. So we need to go down and find out what are the bottlenecks, what are the problems, machine not running or something like that, right? Quality issue, or the facilities itself. Aircon not working, lighting not working. Because once light is not working, it will affect some of the activities. You can see, right? In better view, right? So after Gemba,
Kaizen. Kaizen.
a Kaizen. So what do you need to make Kaizen happen? You need the passion. You need the eagerness to come to work. You know. So then normally what I do is that I plan what I want to do next day. So when I come in, I know what to do. Right? So being a statistician, you have to plan out what to do every day. Right? So we have lined up engineers and so on that what to do projects. Right? So then only we get once we have a good Kaizen, continuous improvement. Right? Kaizen is for continuous improvement. Right? So what is the last part of it? In the end, you got the lean. So lean culture basically is in the mind. So what am I losing? Right? Are we wasting time? Are we taking a lot of time here? Are we wasting time? Are we wasting cost here? Are we affecting cost? Right? So those are the things that should be looking at. Right? So remember the principle of the 5 principles of right? I cannot remember. Okay. So we are looking at the 5 principles, right? So you looking at
Value, provide value.
values, right?
Yeah,
First
value.
thing is about values, right? Value meaning what? Whether is value added or not? Like what you do, right? If it's not value added, remove it. Second is what?
Okay. Value 3.
Then identify, do value stream that you did just now. To identify what are the values, category of values there. CVA or OVA or NVA, right? Okay. And then remember, OVA can be also involve regulation, right? Compliance. So that will be another thing that we need to comply, right? And number 3, talking about continuous improvement, right? Kaizen. So the Kaizen has to be in there, right? So Kaizen, and then talking about number 4, okay? Yeah, you don't push the product. You have the product, you try to sell it to customer. Not that easy, yeah? But once the customer wants something from you, it's a lot easier, right? It's a lot easier for them. Okay, so keep that in mind. Always a pull by the customer, right? And then the lastly, talking about perfection. Perfection meaning that you continuously keep doing it, right? So perfection here means that it will cost, delivery time, because these two are the factors, key factors for for you to be competitive, and you can get more customers, right? So if you have good cost but delivery is not good, also it's not good enough, right? So my experience is that customer always ask, how fast can you deliver, right? Then how much it costs. So there are two important parameters that we should be looking at. So these are the 5 principles of lean. And then what are the sources of waste? First, types. There are how many types? 3 types, right? So what are sources of waste? So we look at 2, right? 2 points. One is what? Production. The other one is admin. Okay. So some are duplicate, some are like common, right? But some are different, right? So even for production, basically, what are the things we are looking at as the sources of
waste? Moving. Production moving waste.
motion.
Motion.
Motion. And then talking about waiting time. And then queue.
Overproduction.
Overproduction, yes, overproduction. And then we have also quality.
Quality issue.
Quality issue defects. You know, all this affecting your you know.
Inventory.
Talent, huh?
Talent.
Talent, huh? And then what else?
Extra processing.
We have motion, extra processing. I mean, doing more than what you're supposed to do, lah. Right? So those are the few things that you have to know, lah, about waste, lah. So, they have what they call it downtime, right? Downtime. D for defects, O for overproduction, W for wasting, N for non-utilized talent is human employee, and then you have also transportation, inventory, motion, and extra processing. Right? So meaning that whatever that customer doesn't want, those are the waste basically. But sometimes not all of them that the customer doesn't want are waste, because some of them may be operational value. To customer, I don't need that, but we need that to make sure something. So just be aware that this thing happen. Right? Okay. Create and use a value stream mapping. You understand? Basically, we're dealing with supplier. What else? Supplier, customer,
supplier, input,
process, output,
customer.
customer. Very good. That's the 5 things you have to put always in your mind. Right? When you do the value stream. So and then you identify what. From the point you order your raw materials until you ship it to the customer, right? In good order and on time. Very important, right? Okay, then we look into value add, non-value added, value added, non-value added operational activities, right? Throughout for the value stream, and lastly we also touch on quick wins, right? Quick wins, and then talking about teams that you have to form to handle, to tackle to do the quick win. And then it's very important here is the support from the management. Very important, support from management. And then because all the quick wins you should be referring to the DSM or the process mapping here, right? Okay, so I think that's the key things that we need to look at. Okay. Okay, so I think I covered all. Is there any more pages in that? No, that's all. Okay, so any question, any input or any suggestion or anything, I'm willing to listen. So go with for the back first. Afif, what do you think? What do you have learned for the key things you can remember off the top?
The importance of utilizing your manpower.
Okay, talent.
Talent. Because as part of the waste, the varieties of waste, I believe in our company we have exceptional talents, which I think can be fully utilized.
Okay.
Instead of using. So instead of carrying out the same task, they could have done things differently. Creativity.
And innovation.
Yeah. Work smart lah. So yeah. And then from this class, I realized that maybe what I laid out as part of my VSM, it shows that somebody has thought through the process, making it as simple, even for a newcomer or anyone lah, or whatever levels.
It's not that technical.
But at the same time, it requires a bit of knowledge. Just enough to make the process simpler and flowing.
Keep you busy.
And continuous.
Okay, alright, okay. Okay, thank you. Do you have anything to share with us?
I gain more knowledge regarding
Okay, alright. So I hope, I think something that you learn that you can use. Okay, alright. Okay, Felicia? Last words on the what you have learned today?
after learning this some new solution regarding management, and after learning there are of course many parts that you can improve. That you can actually improve to for better output lah.
Yeah. Okay. Alright. Okay. Good. Okay, Fadli. So anything you want to say?
For me, overall, lepas tengok, after learning about Lean, I realised actually in terms of our process, we did do some changes to improve it. Okay. Now I know it's in this Lean program, and I know more about this DSM, and it made me think that I think there's still some room of improvement from what of my daily activity that I need to recheck. So yes, more of it. So
Alright. So I think that's very good. Okay, thank you for the input. And then just to share with you just last point, whereby when I was working in the factory last time, we had so-called effort by the people to solve the problem because of empowerment. So we gave the people to decide what they want to do to improve, because they are there at the workplace over the 3 shift, for example, right? So they know more than what the engineers who work on the day shift or the office hours, right? So they know what's happening inside there. So when you do, it's good to find out from the people about some of the things that you might overlook, right? Because these are the people that is there at where the action is, right? So I think that's something you have to keep in mind, alright? And a lot of things I can tell you, which sometimes you don't know. Alright, okay? Okay, thank you very much. And then I hope all the best to you with the knowledge that you have learned today. But I know it's one day, it's a lot of terminologies, a lot of information to digest. But I think I hope at least you get the gist of some of the key things that we can learn and apply from this lean management class. Okay, I will say thank you very much for your kind attention, and hopefully we'll see you again for the next time or the next round for further actions, because the next one will be more like tools and techniques, right? And maybe more deeper on the VSM if there's need, right? So there's tools and techniques are different, right? This what we learn is only the VSM and the thing, but how to work on it, you need the tools. Okay, thank you very much, and all the best to you again. Okay, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.